All right, today we are on a mission. We're going to find the single most efficient, most effective business model for one person heading into 2026. We're going to systematically tear apart the options to find the one that makes the most money with the least amount of work, the least stress, and the least risk.
So let's kick things off with a quote that basically flips everything we've been told about work completely upside down. We're always told you have to grind, you have to hustle. But what if one of the most successful guys on the planet had it right all along? This isn't about being a couch potato. It's about being smart. It's about getting the best possible result with the least amount of effort. Lazy here is really just code for efficient.
You know, there's a reason we're all so obsessed with being busy. There's actually a term for it, effort moralization. It's that voice in our head that says being buried in work makes you a good person, even if you're not actually getting anything done. It's the engine that powers hustle culture. But here's the thing, the world doesn't reward you for being busy. It rewards you for results. So today, we're flipping the script. How can we work less and earn more?
Now, to find the right answer, we can't just guess. We need a system, an objective way to measure these things. So we're going to judge every single business model against 5 key metrics that really tell us how lazy or, efficient a business actually is.
And here they are. First, capital investment. How much of your own money do you have to risk just to get started? Second, complexity. How many new skills do you have to learn? Is it rocket science? Third, time to profit. How long until you actually see some money coming in? Fourth, ongoing management. Is this thing going to own your life or are you going to own it? And finally, income consistency. Can you actually count on the money you make or is it a total roller coaster?
Okay, so we've got our scorecard ready. Now let's bring in the usual suspects, all those online businesses you see pitched everywhere, and let's give them a serious reality check.
First up to the plate, Forex trading. I mean, on the surface, it looks so simple, right? You're basically just betting on which way the market's going to go. Charts go up, charts go down. If you guess right, you make money. Sounds pretty easy, doesn't it? Yeah, well, here's the brutal truth. 72%. That's the percentage of traders who actually lose money over the course of a year. The reality is it's a war zone of insane algorithms, complex charts, and massive psychological pressure. The learning curve is a vertical cliff, and the income is anything but consistent. It fails our test. Big time.
All right, next up is the one everyone's heard of, drop shipping. You know the drill. You're the ultimate middleman. You sell a product online, and some supplier halfway across the world ships it for you. You never even have to see or touch the inventory. It sounds like the perfect, hands-off, lazy business.
But this is where that dream just completely falls apart. The biggest problem? You have to burn through your own cash on ads before you even know if people want to buy your product. And guess who gets the angry emails about late shipping or broken items? You do. It's a never-ending treadmill of chasing trends, dealing with complaints, and putting out fires. It is a high-stress, high-maintenance nightmare.
So what about the other big ones? Well, let's look at real estate. Sure, it's a great way to build wealth, but the amount of capital you need to even get in the game is just insane for most people. Then you've got YouTube automation. That name is so misleading. There's nothing automated about it. To actually make it work, you're running a full-blown media company, paying writers and editors for months, maybe even years before you see a single dollar. So when we put it all together on a scorecard, it's pretty clear. It's a bloodbath. All of these super popular models, they fail our laziness test. They all cost too much money, take too much time, and give you way too many headaches. They are the exact opposite of what we're looking for.
So if those are all out, what's left? Well, this is where things get really interesting. This brings us to the winner, the top contender for 2026. It's a model that's only really become possible because of some crazy new advances in AI. It's called the AI Shadow Operator model.
So what on earth is an AI shadow operator? Well, the core idea is actually genius. Instead of building an audience from scratch, which, let's be honest, is the hardest, most soul-crushing part of building any online business, you partner up with creators who have already done that hard work. These are people with loyal fans who love their content but have no idea how to actually make money from it. That's where you come in.
And the process itself is beautifully simple. First, you find a creator you like who has an audience but isn't selling anything. Second, you pitch them a simple partnership. They just keep doing what they're good at, creating content, while you handle all the business stuff. Then, and this is the magic part, you use specialized AI tools to build the entire product and launch strategy from the ground up. And finally, you launch it and you get a cut of every single sale.
Okay, that sounds great, right? But let's run it through our 5-point test. Let's see exactly why this model wins where all the others just crashed and burned. Let's start with the big one, money. Just look at the difference here. With something like dropshipping, you are gambling your own money on ads.
hoping something sticks. With AI shadow operating, there are no ad costs. Zero. The creator already has the audience. Your only investment is your time and maybe some software costs after you've already locked in a deal. You literally can't run out of money. Now, let's talk about the day-to-day grind, ongoing management. As you can see from the chart, those other businesses own you. You're constantly putting out fires. The AI shadow operator model is the complete opposite. It's front-loaded. You do the work to set up the system, and then it just runs. Your job then becomes adding more creators to your roster and stacking those income streams.
So here it is, the final scorecard. And just look at that. Low capital, low complexity because the AI does all the heavy lifting, low ongoing management, and stable, stackable income. It's a clean sweep. It hits every single mark we were looking for.
What this all really points to is a massive shift away from that hustle-hard mentality and towards a new way of thinking, work smart. For anyone looking to build a lean, profitable one-person business heading into 2026, the AI shadow operator model is hands down the biggest opportunity on the table.
And hey, this isn't just a theory. This is a quote from a guy named Ted who's actually doing this and pulling in multiple 5 figures a month. He points out that the hardest part of the entire equation, building that loyal audience, is just done for you before you even start. He says he literally can't find a downside.
Which leaves us with one final thought to chew on. As technology gets better and better at doing the hard, complex stuff for us, we have to ask, in this new economy, is finding the laziest way to get a result no longer a character flaw, but actually a strategic advantage? In 2026, is the laziest path now the smartest path?